All right. If everybody will mute yourselves real quick. Sorry, I didn't say that before. So, welcome to part one of the training. It is tonight. So, if you're listening tonight, make sure you tune in Thursday night too for some more exclusive content and some really bomb training to help you guys get where you want to be, growing your business with your team and your customers, building your PRV. Um, So tonight we have Nikki, who is a star director and killing it. Um, Nikki, I'll let you talk a little bit about yourself if you want to. If not, you can jump right in. But at the end, you guys just write down questions, take notes, whatever, and then if Nikki wants to answer your questions, she can. All right, Nikki, I'm turning it over to you.
Okay. So I joined in March of 2020, literally in the pandemic when it started. I joined for the Shooting Star kit because it was a free, what's it called? If you earn Shooting Star, you got it for free, the kit. And I was like, 500 in sales, I can do that. So that's all I wanted to do though, and hang out with my director slash sponsor, which is Katrina. Um, no plan to join like further than that. No plan to get more than a discount. No plan to grow a team. Nothing. Like I was good at that. I ended up hitting over 2,800 in sales that month, triple promoting to star consultant, and having a team of 4 by the end of the month. Oops, I broke the rules. Um, so sponsoring just is something that's come naturally to me because I'm someone who builds connections with people outside of Scentsy. Like I want to know your favorite color. I want to be your best friend like we're 5-year-olds again. Like I don't care about who sells what their job is. I want to know your favorite color, your favorite food, things that we can connect on common ground. That's just what I do as a person. Um, so I always ask someone when they say that sponsoring something they have trouble with, and I'm looking at my notes. Um, how do you keep track of your sponsoring conversations? Pen and paper? Do you have a system in place? You guys are gonna love my system, but it works for me. Post-it notes. I have post-it notes on my bulletin board of people I've spoken with. Um, and the other question that a lot of people ask is how many joint conversations have you had this week, this month, today? I ask a very different question that throws people off. How many joint conversations didn't you have today, this week, this month? Because so many people miss that opportunity and they don't bother to think about everyone that they didn't talk to about a joint conversation because they were too scared to. And I'm like, but you just missed that someone that could have needed this one thing. You could have needed that this person could have used this extra cash. This person could have needed this sisterhood in their life because you were too afraid to ask somebody. So I always have the perspective, don't look at it as a target number you're trying to reach. Look at it as a target number that you're trying to reach everybody. Don't word vomit on them and be like, do you want to join Scentsy? Do you want to join Scentsy? Like, and you've never talked to them about anything else except your 2-year-old just had an accident at playgroup. Like, it's just, don't get weird about it. um, so when you are looking at join conversations, you want to look at your list of 100. Who have you asked to party? Who have you asked to join? Who have you asked to even buy? But I start always with the join conversation because people are more likely not to say no twice in a row. So if they say no to joining, they're most likely going to not say no to a party. So I casually will bring it in if I get, and actually I'll flip it around. If I get someone to do a party, I'll say, hey, just to let you know, at the end of this, we'll have a couple choices. We have the host exclusive kit and we have rewards. Now, both of them are rewards in their own way, but one gives you a launch to your business and you can earn that for free, or you can have the rewards and then I just show the difference. I will sprinkle that in multiple times throughout my conversations with them during the week of their party. The common thing is 7 touches. I'm noticing it's more 3 to 5, depending on the person and their interest. But that's just me with how I address it. I also want you to think about when you're considering having joint conversations, why are you picking certain people to have joint conversations over others? Because you know them better, because you don't know them better, because are you prejudging their situation? Are you saying, you know what, I don't want that person on my team? Well, do you not want them because you have history with them? Doesn't matter. Like, if I prejudged everybody, probably would have a quarter of the size team I have. And those people that I wouldn't have asked wouldn't be rock stars on my team. So you can't prejudge what everyone needs and what they want. You don't know until you ask. Another thing with that is keeping an open party link. If you go onto my page, you'll see don't have a party, click here. And that's my catch-all party. Because when someone goes to put a party in, if you haven't had that sponsoring conversation, that join conversation, the booking a party conversation, and they're just a random PWS order, they have a choice to see that. And it's someone new to say, hey, I didn't have a party. I'm going to click here. And that tells me that they're not attached to anybody. They haven't seen any of my content. Let's go have a full conversation, invite them to the VIP group. I email them right away with a thank you. Here's my VIP information. And every single person I've done that to has joined my VIP group, where they see all the stuff about club, sponsoring, orders, personal specials, mystery bags that I'm organizing. So taking that time to make sure you continue to add to that list of 100 every time. It's like replenishing it every time you have a conversation. I've had people message me about Scentsy and asked if they were allowed to join my team. And I've never had a conversation with them before that about Scentsy. They're like, I didn't know when I say, hey, I'd love to offer you this host exclusive kit. Is it something you'd be interested in? Like, I didn't know if I was allowed to join your team. I've had 2 of those conversations in the past year. I'm like, let's get you signed up. Like, I'll answer all the questions. Let's have a conversation. So making sure that people just know that it's not an exclusive club that like no one can join or anybody can join, but like they can do this just like you are. You're just a regular person. And when I always say, when you open the door to leadership, you have to know what your expectations are so that your team knows what your expectations are and you guys are on the same page. So those are big things that I really recognize when I am looking at sponsoring conversations and then training them so that everyone's on the same page with like chain of success and whatnot. But then when I am then starting to train them, coach them, there's a difference between coaching and mentoring. So I'm jumping into leadership now. So, because that's what I was asked to cover too. We want to look at what we've done successfully and we want to repeat it in somebody else, but not everyone works the same way. So anything I do, I want someone to do better than me that I train, but I can't tell them what to do. And that's something that is usually mentoring. If it's great to have someone that you can mentor and say, these are the things I suggested, these are things I've tried, tweak it and make it your own. But if you're going to coach them and guide them into leadership, you want to know what their deep-seated why is, that it makes them cry. Like, I want to make more money than my husband. I want to be able to not have to rely on somebody as just being known as mom. Because I love and hate the word mom, because it means that they'll walk by my husband and say, Mom, and I'm 3 rooms away. And y'all know what that means if you're a mom. And I want them to see dad just as important as me when it comes to things at home. That mom brings home money too, and mom's part of that. But when I'm coaching someone into that training and not mentoring them, I want to know, what did you do well this month? I want to know, what do you want to work on this month? What are your barriers? What are your goals? Where are your gaps? And what are 2 to 3 steps to accomplish these goals or to close those gaps? And I want you to turn it into then a SMART goal and throw out all the excuses out the window. Because I've already had that excuse. I've done it. And I've done it in a year. I've figured out those excuses. I do so many extracurriculars for either my children or extra volunteer stuff on purpose. And then I'm like, but I also am a Scentsy independent consultant. I'm never just the Scentsy lady. I'm never just the PTO president. I am this whole person who does all of these different things. And that's how I pick up on different ways to lead. You know, I do PTO president, and I learn how to lead those people. And then I can use those skills to see how they work on maybe some people in my team or my group as leadership. Same with scouts. We always say a scout is always prepared. I am prepared for 17 different things and 17 different excuses that one girl's going to throw at me, and I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, what? Nope. Let's take that excuse, tweak it, and say, why are you making an excuse for yourself? What good is that going to bring you? We are our own worst enemies as females because we want to be bosses. We want to be the best of the best because that's how we aim to be. We want to always show that we're on top and in control. And honestly, I'm a hot mess. And I don't plan to change. And my team knows that too. But because I'm a hot mess, I have all these different network connections, and I can put them into leadership from one group to another group and be able to better myself in leadership. And one big thing that every leader should be doing, if they don't, is take the time to read any personal growth. One of the ones that kicked my butt personally was Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. I don't have time to sit and read, as lovely as it sounds, but I do audibles, and I will listen to it while I'm doing the dishes. In the vehicle, I'll listen to it. I will do it I'll throw some headphones on while I'm vacuuming and listen to it. I don't make excuses to not get that in, because if I don't get that in, I'm not pushing myself harder to be a better person the next day. So those are those couple things that I do personally for leadership and what I do for sponsoring. And I'm gonna admit, I don't do podcasts. I know, because I find a lot of stuff in Audible books more driven to how I like to lead or how I like to control my life, that podcasts sometimes can be really off topic for me, and it's a hit or miss. I've been doing direct sales for 18 years. I've been in probably 7 different direct sales companies. And I can just say from what I know, Scentsy's different. Everyone says it, but until you experience it, it's different. I know this because I've seen all the different type of leadership skills. I've been a leader in a couple other direct sales companies. But the product sells itself. The product and customer service are there and on point. And the company cares about their consultants and their customers. I cannot say that for every direct sales company I've ever done. So I will admit I don't do podcasts, but I'm huge on Audibles. If you send me a book, I'll probably send you one back. So that's what I have on those 2 topics. I'm not a huge live speaker, long time person. Something I'm striving to work on. And that's why I'm working on a big training coming up in a week. So.
No, all that was really good. All that was really good. I took all the notes. I read everything out. So it's 2 pages worth. So that was gold. I know. And my notebook is full of every training and everything I've listened to and done. So, so does anybody have questions or anything they want to offer up. Go ahead, Sarah. You're muted. I can't hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Danielle said she took notes too, and it was really good, Nikki. She
Anybody have
accidentally just
questions?
me.
All right, I'm actually going to stop recording.